Hello everyone, welcome back. This is yet another post-commentary episode of this Dark Souls Let's Play. Forgive me if I slur a little bit. May not be in the best condition at the moment to be doing this, but didn't want to delay getting more content out as soon as I could. Yeah, so like I said, this is a post-commentary because if you watched my last episode, you may have gotten the impression that I fought the Ornstein and Smo battle quite a number of times before I actually managed to succeed at it. And so what we're going to be watching here is me succeeding at the battle. But I didn't know which particular take was going to be me succeeding, and I had long since run out of things to actually say while playing. It may have taken somewhere in the ballpark of 4 hours to actually complete this particular boss fight over a number of tries. Because, as I found out, it is a particularly hard fight to do with my current setup. The fact that I can't do any damage draws the fight out far too much. And I mistakenly believed initially that I would not have so much trouble against the Super Ornstein in his second mode, and that there is one thing that I did learn, like during, it doesn't matter which particular part of the fight you're talking about, and we're about to start here, Smo is definitely the easier one to kill during either phase of the battle. And Ornstein is incredibly hard to kill in either phase of the battle as well, because Ornstein isn't a terribly difficult opponent, but only if you can sort of just block his attack and counter-attack, because everything he does is pretty much blockable except for one move in his super form. I like to say, like, not starting terribly well here, but I assure you things get better. Like, Smo is the sort of character you dodge, and Ornstein's the sort of character you block. But I did realise by this point that although I could kill Smo fairly consistently during the first phase of the battle, it's a very long and draining fight because I just don't do enough damage no matter what I do. I don't have the red tearstone ring at this point, so even if I wanted to hyper mode, I couldn't, and I'm not very good at hyper moding to begin with, so I'm stuck with a long fight involving lots of little attacks. So as you can see, even like I'm punching Ornstein, but I'm barely doing anything to his health bar in the grand scheme of things. And he's quite hard to pin down with such a short-range weapon, and when he's so fast as well. So, yeah. But I had already realised at this point that if I want to win this fight, I absolutely have to bring Ornstein down first. Because Smo's attack pattern does not change, even when he does go into his hyper form. I'm not covering myself in glory here at all. Yeah, it's just a terribly long and draining fight where I can't do any damage to people. I can't stagger him. They're always all over me, no matter where I go. Man, I really screwed up the various parts of this fight. Like, I had some idea of what I was doing during this fight, but, like, it doesn't look like it from this footage. Man, I didn't realize how much I got hit during the early part of the fight. I'm sure I got hit plenty during the later part of the fight, since it wasn't exactly a easy, comfortable victory. But no, it's just, it's probably it has to be one of the worst fights in the game for this kind of setup. Most enemies, like, even if you can't block, there will be like certain, like you can exploit their behavior in some way at some point. And that's still true of Smo and Ornstein individually, but not together. I think I could have beaten Super Ornstein using this setup, but the problem is I would need a little bit of practice to do that, and there's no way I can keep constantly winning this incredibly grueling fight at the start, just to sort of like have some practice time with Super Ornstein. I think I would have to like have a completely different save and actually do the first part of the fight with Pyromancy and then switch over and practice the second part of the fight in order to get better at it. Like if I invested that kind of time, I probably would be able to do it, but it's beyond me at the moment. I had to win the less ideal way by taking down Ornstein first. Which is a shame, because I really do like Ornstein's armor, and I'm not going to get it during this playthrough. I'm going to have to... I'm also not going to get the Leo ring, although I don't think the Leo ring would have provided me with anything at all, since it's for spear users. Or thrusting weapons at the very least. No, the game really does go out of its way to reward you for beating Ornstein first, but I can't do it. I'm barely managing what I'm doing now, just attempting to stick some damage on the incredibly fast-moving Ornstein without getting destroyed myself. Just constantly trying to put some distance between Smo and me so that Ornstein will chase after me and I can actually counter his attack. But he jumps around at like the worst possible times, no matter what you do. And because he keeps sidestepping and swiping out of the way, it was also very hard to keep the camera centered on Smo while I was doing it. Because you have to, because if he charges you with a hammer strike, you could find yourself back at the bonfire at any moment. Like, that wasn't so bad. But, yeah. Threw my rhythm off. So now I'm getting bullied again. Shogunate Estus. Interestingly enough, though, this was the actual, like, this is the first time I managed to defeat Ornstein in the first part of the fight during all these separate attempts. It was always Smo who I managed to defeat first. Ornstein always seemed like way too much trouble, because then you can see why. He takes only half the damage of Smo. I barely do any damage as it is. Just gonna keep circling around him, then I miss. Because I can't afford to lock onto him either, because it screws up my movements. I have to keep the camera unlocked as much as possible, just to avoid attacks from places I can't see. I like how whenever I start talking about like how I'm doing a certain thing to avoid attacks, that's when the footage will start showing me receiving like a butt ton of attacks. Making me look rather foolish. Oh well. What can I do? It's post-commentary. You'd think I would have looked at the footage before deciding what I was going to say, but nope. I decided just to start talking while looking at the footage. Yep, I missed again. I wonder how I didn't receive any attacks during that particular exchange just then. It looked like I was inside Smo's hammer. Oh. Yeah, the completely weird timing you have to adapt to try and avoid both attacks is horrible. They'd be quite easy individually, but they're just so damn random when they're together. Also, if I ever had a suggestion for the developers regarding this particular fight, because I actually like the fight, it's pretty awesome. And it's not really that hard if you've got a full range of abilities to choose from, but I would suggest that they not have Ornstein randomly stop and then resume his charge just because he hits some scenery. Like, either have him charge all the way, and stop when he hits a piece of scenery, or just have him like ignore the scenery and just keep going, or something. The ridiculous erraticness of his charge when he hits something is just like it throws me off so much every time it happens. Because sometimes I can see him charging and I'll like start the evasive maneuvers, and then he won't come, and he'll flash step around the room like an idiot, and then he'll just like suddenly go "Rawr!" No, I'm not a big fan of how they handled him hitting pillars. I wouldn't mind if they made him a little stronger to compensate for that particular issue. It's just, I feel like anything like truly kind of random in Dark Souls is a little bit what causes it to feel a bit cheap. It's mostly pretty fair, but when you start introducing elements of fun random movement into the equation, it starts becoming a bit bullshit feeling. I don't know. I have a lot of time here to fill with random comments of my complaints about this fight, so don't take anything I'm saying too seriously. I'm not actually too dissatisfied with how everything is. It's just that, as you can see, this is taking far too long. Even this is a bit boring to watch, I'm sure. The ones where I die are probably a lot more amusing. Just because they're shorter and you get to the punchline faster. So much random circling around. And I'm being like extra careful. I've only got 2 Estus flasks left, and I'm only halfway through the fight, or not even. Which in a way goes to show you just how easy Smo is once you actually get him by himself. It's my 1 Estus. I wonder if I used my last Estus before I even get the Smo. I can't honestly remember. Nope. Pro dodging. No, I took this fight way too lightly when I thought it wouldn't take so bad. Like, I thought it would take some tries, but I wasn't really expecting how long it actually took me. They just seem so much easier when you do it the normal way. And I mean, I've been through the New Game Plus whole thing. Even there, they didn't seem this bad. It's just the worst fight to have to draw out. Being constantly edgy and careful, and then doing tiny amounts of damage, and then running away, and then doing tiny amount of damage, and running away, and trying to get Ornstein to stand still, the bastard. Almost killing him, and then starting to like go, I need one more shot, just one more! There we go. And he's finally down. And I was like, yes! I've killed him, and I've got like no Estus, and then I'm thinking, well, this is progress, but I'm still screwed. Because even I couldn't imagine I would actually win under these circumstances. Take a look at the timestamp for the video. I will assure you that there isn't actually much footage of this video that isn't actually of me fighting. So I have no Estus flasks. And we have about 15 minutes to go. So yeah, I'm not very confident at this point. Now Smo actually gets a bunch of damage resistance, increases when he goes into his super form, but I'm still causing him twice as much damage as I was causing the small version of Ornstein. And that's just wrong. I should actually point out that over the course of those many tries, I did actually end up upgrading my character quite a bit, and you could, if you were observant, you'll already notice that I'm wearing the Ring of Favor and Protection. Because that, among a bunch of leveling up and a few weapon upgrades that I had to do. Like, I killed the castle guards, those giants. I forgot what their official name is, but the ones just outside the boss room. Because they drop large Titanite, and I needed to upgrade my lightning Caestus a little. Along with upgrading my level and my endurance a bit, so I could wear heavier armor. Basically, I tried different things over the course of attempting to get this boss fight done. So actually, I'm significantly stronger now than when I started fighting them the first time. Up until this point in the playthrough, I tried to be very careful about power leveling my way through things, but you know, when I hit a wall, I hit a wall. You can't be too... what would the word be? Can't be too stingy with the levels, just out of aesthetic sense. If I need to be a certain level to beat these guys, then I'm just going to have to do it, rather than trying to do the impossible. Did use a few heal miracles, because you know, this pretty much took me to my limit. This is me at full power, doing everything I possibly can do to win something. There was no leeway at all. Used up all my resources and cunning. I do remember though when I actually was doing this fight, like at this point I'm pretty much shitting myself. I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm like, oh god, I'm going to die, and then when I die I have to do it all over again. So I'll try and channel a bit of that for you so that you can enjoy the desperation I was feeling at the time. I mean, look, I barely got him like a quarter down, I think. It probably is about a quarter, but like, oh god. Can you imagine I've got one heal miracle and I need to take down 3/4 of his health still, without screwing up at all. But Ornstein is, like, if you're not panicking, he is actually pretty easy. I'm pretty sure I only counterattack him like when he does his big hammer move, because like that's the most predictable, slow, easily countered move he has on his entire repertoire. And the rest of the time I'm basically just watching out for that hammer charge and going, nope, I'm not getting stuck in one of those. That, and I don't want to get hit by his butt slam either, because normally in this kind of fight I'd run like the eagle shield or something and just go, block. It hurts, but like it doesn't hurt that much. But no, I get no leeway at all during fights like this. Oh well. Suppose I should rename this sort of challenge playthrough the endurance run playthrough, where one is just forced to endure a boss's behaviour for a long period of time while they try and whittle them down. suppose it's effectively like giving them like a 400% increase in their health and saying, yeah, you can do anything you want, it's just going to take you a very long time. Although even then, I think it would be easier. All I need is like I need a weapon with a bit of reach. Like, give me a spear or something, I'll poke him to death. Like, this is giving me weird flashbacks to the Stray Demon fight. Just running around and punching someone in the butt until they fall down and die. Trying not to get stuck in a corner so that I don't get charged into a wall or something. Always try and lead him to the center of the room. During this fight I did sort of correct my bad habit of trying to roll to the side sometimes when he does those hammer charges. Like, I still do it with when Ornstein is in the fight because, like, you know, that it's just chaos during that fight. You end up doing things you don't even intend to just to try and get away from one or the other. But when he's by himself I think I did pretty well. Generally you avoid the hammer blow by running directly backward and then rolling when he's about to hit. You'll get in trouble if you're too close to a wall behind you, but apart from that, you can usually manage. And of course, if there's a pillar directly in front of you, you can usually just stand behind it and that'll work too. But if he's running straight at you, run straight away until he does that little pullback on the hammer, then roll. And it will not hit you. But no, most of this fight is just me keeping a respectful distance and trying to bait his jump attack. Because it's pretty obvious when he's about to do a jump attack, it's just... and then it's just rolling underneath him and trying to get to his side. It's easy enough to attack the counter. And there, he does it there. But I'm too badly, awkwardly positioned to do anything about it. The only real move he gets for being in his super form is his, like, Megaton butt slam. But that's nothing too bad. I thought it was going to be a huge problem when I first came up to this fight. Because, in my previous experiences with this boss, I obviously don't keep my distance as much as I should, and I always find Smo's butt slam to be kind of hard to dodge. It's another reason why in a regular playthrough I actually prefer fighting Ornstein, because I don't have to deal with such a wide AoE. But I guess in this situation, as long as I keep a good distance and just exploit his jump attack, this was actually the better way to go, and I just didn't realize it until I forced myself to endure tons and tons of fighting Super Ornstein. Nope. It's it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Jump attack, roll to the side, hit him in the leg, run away from the big explosion, and then start it all over again. You could probably counter that one, but you have to be quick. And with no Estus flasks and only one heal miracle, I didn't trust myself at all at this point. I was probably starting to see like a glimmer of hope. I'm like, you know what? I'm hurting him, he's not hurting me. There's some chance I could win. But the fact that like one or two screw-ups would like end this for me. Yeah, I'm being careful and nervous the whole way. Here it comes again. It just never ends, does it? Charging. Yeah, I always like broke out in a cold sweat whenever he did that. because that had ended many a try. Kind of sad that I actually beat him this easy. Like, I wouldn't say I beat him easily, but like the very first time I tried the Super Ornstein fight with this setup. Not the Super Ornstein fight, what am I saying? The Super Smo fight with this setup, because this is my first time against this guy with this setup. It actually turned out like, oh, maybe it wasn't so bad after all. Because even if I had lost this, like, it's an obvious proof of concept that I could have done it. I might not have had to have power leveled quite so badly and all that, but I don't know. The more you learn. Hindsight is always 20/20. I probably would have done it very differently if I'd done it again. But for now, I'm just glad it's that this part of the game is done, because this is one of the big bottlenecks of the game. After you get this fight through and you get the Lord Vessel, like everything opens up. Feels like a very nice part of the game that. No longer have to worry about walking to every single location. And as epic as this fight is to play, like I'm wishing that it is over now. Because obviously it is not so epic to watch when I draw it out this much. I'm not looking forward to Manus and Artorias for this matter. Because somehow I think it's going to be... Like, I also thought those were pretty epic fights, but like, I even with a shield, I found them rather drawn out at times. Because of, I hadn't got the, I hadn't got to the point where I was exploiting their AI, I was just hanging on, as it were. I finally got hit. That's all the heal miracles, folks. Now it's my health bar versus his health bar. Interestingly enough, like there was actually like someone next to me while I was doing this, and they were greatly amused by how tense I had gotten. I was probably just going, oh my god, can I win, can I win? I really don't want to do this again. Yeah, these attempts were real time investments for me, because I would, even if I wasn't doing well, I didn't die quickly. I would just sort of like hang on for a very long time during the opening fight, and I would get down to like almost no potions, and I'd be like, well, I've wasted a ton of time, because I would like have maybe taken 20% off someone's Smo or Ornstein's health, but it had taken me 15 Estus flasks to do so, and I'm like, oh god. I'm so bad at this. And I'm wasting so much time. I can't decide what to do here. End up doing nothing. I'm like, jump at me, bro. Jump at me, bro. He's not gonna do it. He's a bastard. Giant tub of lard, you. It's always a pain waiting for the attack you want, and then finding you do it behind a pillar where you can't get to him again. I got greedy there. Probably lucky it didn't turn into something worse. But I'm so close I can always taste it at this point. I'm like, I just need a few more attacks, and I can't get stuck in a corner. I'm like, oh no, gotta get out of there. Pillar is keeping me safe, but corner will kill me. I'm like, jump at me, you fat bastard. Yes! Die! Yes! Yes! It is over! And I pretty much melted in my chair at this point. Like, I'm emoting on the screen, and I'm like, yes, 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 but my actual body is like melting away and pouring down the nearest incline. Because, yep, that was the end for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. Oh my god, it's half an hour long. I hope you enjoyed this half an hour presentation of me rambling on about that, and I'll see you in the next video.